Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? Hi, welcome to another video. Today we're going to make this fun, whimsical arrangement in a sleigh. So let's get started. Walking in a winter wonderland. So this arrangement is inspired by this really fun sleigh. There are lots of sleighs out there that you can buy from craft stores and home stores during this time of year. And often they're, like little red wagons, or some of it is really just downright tacky. I found this really beautiful sleigh at Hobby Lobby, and it's a kind of a rattan basket sleigh, and it's kind of subtle, and I just love the shape of it. So that's what we're working with today. Now this was marked $49.95 at Hobby Lobby, and of course everything's always 50% off there during the holidays. So this was like $25 for a sleigh, and I thought that's a pretty good price for something like this, and it's very versatile. I can see this being used outdoors, maybe with potted plants, or you can even use it as a gift basket, or you could put like kids' toys or something, and that could be part of your gift wrap. Wouldn't that be cute, right? So today, the arrangement we're going to do is inspired by this fun sleigh. And it's just going to be a very Christmassy arrangement. All I've done so far is green in with an assortment of Christmas greens. I have incense cedar, western red cedar, some Douglas fir, as well as some acacia greens. So this is a greenery from the acacia tree. And I chose it because they look like little mini Christmas trees, right? They look sort of like a conifer, even though they're not. And it's got that very pretty blue-green color, like a blue spruce. I just wanted an assortment of textures in here. Now, the way I've done it is to keep the greeneries low in this part of the sleigh and higher on this part of the sleigh, kind of following the lines of your sleigh. You don't want this to look like a big rectangular arrangement. You want this dimension to really show, right? Really accentuate the shape of the sleigh. And what I have for mechanics in here is a baking dish, actually. It's an aluminum baking dish that fits the sleigh and floral foam inside. So that's the mechanics. It weighs a ton because there's 3 blocks of floral foam in here to cover the size of our sleigh. Now, what I'm going to start with is a novelty ribbon. Because I made a really large bow, it's going to take up a lot of space here. I want to add that in first, because otherwise I'll just kind of cover up all my flowers. And for the flowers today, we've got an assortment of white flowers. I've got these beautiful big white mums, as well as white hydrangeas, which I may or may not use because they almost are too big. White roses, the Playa Blanca white rose that I love to use, my favorite white rose. It opens up huge, look at the head, and they last a really, really long time, and they're pure white. There's no blush or vanilla or anything to them. And some thistle. I also have some red berries here, a sort of subtle red berry. This is the Cotonou aster, which grows kind of all over the place around where I live. Now the berries are a little bit red-orange, kind of subtle, and I thought it'd be really pretty in here. At first, I conceptualized this as sort of like a country Christmas sleigh. So I have a lot of wispy little flowers here. I've got Queen Anne's lace, as well as baby's breath, some green dragon, thistle, lisianthus. So we're just going to play. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm leaning towards kind of wispier flowers and not such heavy flowers, but we need a few larger white flowers to kind of anchor the arrangement so that it doesn't just look like, a bunch of wild weeds. So, and I also have these. These are eucalyptus pods, which is really fun because they come in this kind of frosted color. And I think it's kind of perfect for Christmas use. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the ribbon we're going to use. The ribbon we have today is super fun. It is a super wide ribbon, and it has the music of Silent Night on there. So it's like a music notes ribbon, and it has like a little subtle gold edge for sort of a Christmas festive look. And I bought this many, many years ago, and I still have the ribbon. One year I used the ribbon up and down my staircase on a garland. It was really fun. And so I made a giant bow that's going to go on our sleigh, and I just attached the bow to a pick. That's all I did. And I attached it to a pick so that we could put it in the floral foam. And that's how we usually add bows into arrangements if you want a bow, right? I'll tell you the story of this ribbon. So years ago, I was the designer for a historic house in our area called Dunsmuir House. It's a huge Victorian estate, and their biggest fundraiser every year is a Christmas show. And the Christmas show runs from the day after Thanksgiving through New Year's, I believe. And I was a designer for many years for that Christmas show. So I had to decorate the entire mansion. We did, I want to say something like 14, 15 trees, and they were all fresh. And we started work around Labor Day, and we finished around Thanksgiving, like maybe a day before Thanksgiving. And it's always a big push at the end. The fire department would come and put in the trees. And then we would have to rush and decorate like 15 trees in the matter of, 3 days. So the rest of the time we're working, we were just making sure everything was ready. And so the reason I bring that up is I bought this Christmas ribbon when I used to go shopping for Christmas decor for the Dunsmuir House. And there used to be a big gift show in San Francisco in July, like Christmas in July, because if you have a shop, you would be buying months and months, putting your orders in months and months before Christmas, because it takes months to get your merchandise. And there were permanent showrooms in the gift center in San Francisco that we would go to. And this ribbon came from one of those showrooms. I would buy things when I bought things for Dunsmuir House, because back then there was this huge minimum. You had to buy like, I don't know, $2,000 worth of stuff before they would ship it to you. Anyway, so that's the story of the ribbon. I'd pay for the ribbon myself, but I would, find different things that I wanted, and we would write onto the order, because we would order a ton for Dunsmuir House. And I never needed, $2,000 worth of Christmas stuff. So that kind of just reminds me of my days working as the chief designer for their Christmas show. It was a lot of fun. We had an all-volunteer staff, and I became very close with some of the ladies there. They were all wonderful, but they were all older, so I would live for 3 months on a ladder, because none of the older ladies would want to go on a ladder. Now I've got the ribbon added in here, and I'm going to go ahead and add in the eucalyptus pods. I've got this big long one here that I'm going to add over here at the top of the sleigh to kind of cascade over the top of our arrangement. And then we're going to balance that out with the shorter stems coming out this way. So this is what we have right here. So you see how the bow is creating kind of a focal point right here in the middle of your sleigh, but because it kind of cinches it at this part of the sleigh, it keeps the shape of our sleigh, right? It doesn't disguise the shape. In fact, I might sink this deeper down in the foam so that it's not so overwhelming. I'm thinking maybe my bow's a little too big. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and add in some of our central flowers. We've got these beautiful big mums I'm dying to use in this arrangement. So I'm going to go ahead and add a mum here. Then I'll add another one back here, so that this mum is not lonely. Okay. And then I'm going to show you what we have. See, with these large flowers, you don't need much, right? You already have a lot going on with the bow. The bow takes up a lot of space too. Then I'm going to add in some of these red berries. I wanted these wispy red berries because I didn't want it to be I just want it to be sort of subtle, the Christmas colors, and mostly a white arrangement here. So basically the way I'm adding materials in is everything is radiating from the central focal point. The central focal point is where the bow cinches your arrangement. So I'm adding things on this side and this side artistically and keeping kind of a focal point right there. And I'm going to scrunch up the tails of our bow a little bit so we can see our sleigh better. It's the nice thing about the wired ribbon. I think we have enough of the red berries here. Maybe I'll add another stem down here. So add another stem of the berries back here. So often I want to add things in different planes so it doesn't look flat. This is going to be a one-sided arrangement, but like I always say, we don't want our one-sided arrangements to look flat. Okay. Then I'm going to add in some white Queen Anne's lace here up top. I'm going to cut this a little shorter so I can add it over here. Some roses here. So I'm careful to keep the taller flowers in the tall part of the sleigh and the shorter flowers in the cutting things shorter at the short part of the sleigh. You know, I don't love that big mum there. Maybe I'll remove it and add a rose instead. Seems to just kind of rest too much on that ribbon. It's almost too big, so I'm going to use a smaller flower here. That's better. Going to add a little bit of white over here with the Queen Anne's lace. Just a little bit right there. Then another one back here. Okay, this is what we have so far. It almost looked pretty complete to me. I'm just going to go ahead and fine tune it to see if we need anything else. You see how this is very easy to put together if you've got some large flowers and the big bow helps, and just having a really fun prop. We didn't use a lot of stems of flowers. We've got so far 2 stems of the large mums, 3 stems of roses, and 4 stems of the Queen Anne's lace. This looks like a very expensive arrangement, and it's all because of this prop that we have that makes it look so special, right? This, if you were to get from a florist, it could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not more. And we've only used a little bit of flowers and Christmas greens, as well as some berries. And if you don't have access to fresh berries like this, you can definitely use faux berries in this arrangement, and it would be fun. And you can definitely use faux flowers in this arrangement if you wanted this to last beyond just the holidays. And you can, use it for a longer time. Like you want to put together this arrangement and just kind of set and forget it and not worry about it for the rest of the holiday season. Now I have some blue thistle. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I bought it because, like I told you, I was conceiving this as sort of like a country style Christmas. So I bought like Queen Anne's lace, thistle, baby's breath, all sorts of kind of wispy flowers. I don't know if I want a thistle. I quite like thistle with red berries. I think it's kind of fun and very wintry. So I'm not sure if I'm going to add it in here though. I think I'll pass. I really like that it's just all white. So I'm going to pass on the thistle. I have some other little wispy white flowers here. I have this mini wax flower in the really pretty white that I might add in if I think I need some white. No, it's not quite the right white. It seems a little yellow. See how the design process is? Sometimes I just change my mind. I do have some of these beautiful million star baby's breath. Maybe we'll give that a go. I'm thinking I want to add in some little white frilly flowers, but I don't want to change the design very much. So I think I'll add in a little bit of this million stars baby's breath. Just a little bit here and there. I'm going to kind of add it towards the back of the arrangement, just so it kind of peeks through to the front. And it kind of fills out the back of our arrangement without it being very expensive. That's another thing. If you're doing this, in your shop or for a client, you want to make sure the back side of this is finished and looks nice, but you don't want to have to buy very expensive flowers for that. I'm just going to add in a little bit of this here and there. The Million Stars is one of my favorite baby's breath. There's many different kinds of baby's breath. I like it better than the traditional baby's breath because it's whiter and the little florets are so small and they're so dainty and they are so wonderful in corsages and boutonnieres and also as a filler. I like that the florets are whiter than the traditional baby's breath, which is more of an off-white, and the stems are green instead of sort of a dark greenish brown. Okay, so let's see. We have one more stem of the Cottony aster. Do we want to go ahead and add that in? Yeah, why not? Okay. I'm just repositioning the eucalyptus so that it comes out a little bit more, cascading over the back of our sleigh right here. Okay, and last but not least, I've got 2 cones that I wired onto picks. Let's see if they would look nice in our arrangement. I think so. Add that little extra bit of Christmas cheer. Okay, I'm going to add a cone right here. And add a cone. Where should I add the next cone? So these cones are just wired onto these hyacinth stakes that you've seen me use a million times. Okay, just go ahead and add one there. Should I move this cone? It seems a little hidden back there, right? So we added our pair of cones in there for a little extra Christmas cheer. Okay. So we're all done. I think this turned out great. And the best thing is I have a fun new prop that's really versatile. I'm always trying to inspire you to look outside the vase, to see what other vessels and interesting props you can use for flowers. And this is an example of that. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something today. As always, please like and subscribe. Leave me in a comment what you're doing for the holidays, and I will see you in my next video.